Welcome back everyone to our Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager. So in our previous video we finished up our very first GT race and came home with what I think are great finishes of 12th and 15th, considering the fact that our car is at the very bottom along with all of our staff and so on. So we come home 12th and 15th. That was great, but there are a couple of things that we really need to happen. And of course we're working on new parts for the car, so that will be an ongoing process. We're designing right now a new engine, which you can see is almost done, but we need some sponsorship. Right now we have only one sponsor on the car and no other offers available. So before this next race, which is 24 days away, I'm really hoping that we can get some better sponsors, or some sponsors at all at this point. Also, I'm going to be looking for some better drivers, particularly in the marketability standpoint. You can see here, both of these drivers are terrible marketability. So if we come back and look, we're 3 days away from having our very first scouting report, and then a couple of others that will be done just before our second race of the season. So we're getting there. That's the best you can say. We're getting there, and hopefully we can find some better drivers along the way, particularly in marketability. All right, let's check our mail. Okay, most of these we don't care about. Car condition, yeah, we dropped about 50% for both cars. And we got an interview. Okay, now is where we get to see if these have been improved from the game previously. All right, so he ran straight into the back of this car. It must be what the drive-through penalty was for. And okay, so we've got some angry drivers there. All right, so accidents happen, no big deal. So we lost some happiness there. And okay, that's it. Wow. All right, so that's a new one. So I'm not sure what to make of that one yet. I'm sure we'll be seeing that one a lot more often, but to me that was sort of no big deal. Let's go ahead and move things forward. And our engine will be done momentarily. There it is. And okay, we got a sponsorship offer. That's what I like to see. We're going to let that, we're just going to let that go for now, and hopefully we'll get a bunch more that will fill in. Okay, so our new engine is done. Let's go ahead and fit that part onto the car. And let's see, I'm not sure who to give it to. I don't know that it's going to make a whole lot of difference, but for now, because of the smoothness, I'm going to go with Leone. There we go. And let's see, 40% there, so that means I'm going to need to work on that. Of course, we can't quite do that just yet. They're still repairing the car. So let's go with our next engine. And here it's going to be, let's see, let's go with these two. So that'll get us up to a 68. And then that's as far as we can go for now because we don't have the HQ buildings to continue. But this engine should be done 8 days before the race. That'll be pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and get that started. Again, we're running low on money, so we really need these sponsors to come forward in a hurry. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. Car repair. Let's see, did it actually complete? Yes, it did. Okay, improve the parts. And let's see. Now, we really need, because I need to make sure that I can use this engine next time. So it looks like it's going to be done 1 day before the race, but that's 100%. We don't necessarily need it to be 100%. Okay, so again, just one sponsorship offer, so we're going to watch out for that. Also, we're going to look for these scouting reports to be done. There we go. Our first one is done. Scouting report, let's see, a below average driver, potential is good, and a chance to improve. Greatest strength is braking, but it isn't best at driving smoothly. Okay, I'm not happy about that, but let's see what we've got. Click on the details here, and okay, wow. Marketability is terrible. And so we've got a temporary bonus, okay, and then a permanent bonus of focus +2. Okay, so not all that great, particularly because marketability, so I'm not interested in this driver. Okay, you also notice that we got a couple more sponsors in here, so now we're at 3 sponsors. 2 over here and 1 here. And so things are going good there. Let's go ahead and continue. Before our next race, we should have a new engine and also a much better engine. Okay, in case you didn't notice as that was flying by, one of the things that I had not really complained about, but had mentioned that I would like to see done differently along the way is whenever the other tiers are running a race, I wish it wouldn't stop the progression as this moves along, and it didn't. Now, granted, these are open wheel cars. It looks like, no, in fact, though, that looks to be the upper tier of the GT series. Okay, so it looks like it did not stop the game at all. So I really appreciate that. The devs have obviously been listening to a lot of feedback, and I give them a lot of credit for that. Anytime you can get developers of a game who listen to the feedback and give the players what they're asking for, to open up the game to new possibilities, I am a huge fan of that. So it looks like they've done that, and so props to them for doing that and continuing to make improvements to the game. All right, a couple of emails there don't really mean a lot to me. Okay, so we're starting to get some offers there. That's what I like to see. Our new engine is almost done. There we go. So now we've got our new engine that is finished. Okay, we're at 82% there. That is awesome. That's where we want to be. Now we're going to take our new engine and put it in there, and hopefully we can get a lot done. Now, it says 15 days after the race, but we're not worried about that because, again, that's 100% reliability. We just need it up to about 80. In this case, I don't think we're going to quite make 80, but we should be able to get close. And this new engine is going to go to Casino. Again, I'm not really playing any favorites because I don't plan on either one of these drivers sticking around very long. Okay, new parts to design. We are going to get busy on gearboxes now. Again, running pretty low on money. Let's go ahead and get that. Let's see what we have for possibilities next. Okay, plus 40 on acceleration. I like that. Also, not too bad there, but not near as good as this. Reliability, we can get back. We need the performance. So let's go ahead and spend some money there. Okay, so we're working on the reliability of our engine. Let's see where we get going. Okay, let's see what the emails we've got. Race report would be 16 laps. Okay, so not bad. Okay, and what else? Lap record, we don't care about that. It should be bone dry, no rain. Okay, I like to hear that. And then this guy wants us to build a ride and handling facility. Well, yeah, I'd love to build one, but I don't think that's in the cards right now. Okay. Still looking for more sponsorship as we zero in on. Okay, here it looks like another email with financial management concerns. Would you please leave me alone with that? Please. Okay, and our second scouting report, let's see, be one of the weakest drivers. Oh, that's not good. And doesn't have much potential. Okay, so again, not that great on the second driver that we got. Let's see what we've got. 78% on marketability, though. That's good, but unfortunately, nothing else is. Okay, easy on fuel is always nice, but not with those abilities. Wow. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. And let's see, so we've got one additional sponsor, and we've got another scouting report, low quality driver, doesn't have a huge amount of potential. Wow, okay, so we're not having much luck with the scouting reports right now. 75% marketability, I like that a lot, quite frankly. And does really good at the home race, which would be in the UK. Adaptability is not good. Controversial, ooh, okay. Got a bonus to marketability, but does not help our chairman's happiness. But is a pay driver. Now that is huge for us. Okay, so pretty nice marketability, not as high as I might like. Let's see, mechanic relationship is not good, but as a pay driver, 200,000 would be nice. So we're going to go ahead and hold on to that one for now because this looks to be a pretty good option. 35 years old, so we're not going to be able to keep them very long, maybe for a couple of years, which is perfectly fine at this point. Okay, let's see what we've got. Only 2 offers here, but let's see what they mean. All right, in this case, I'm going to go with Peach Plum. Love that name. I'm going to go with them. 9 races, a little bit longer deal, but 350,000 is not bad considering our marketability right now. So I kind of like that. That's not bad at all. So we'll take that offer. Let's see what kind of offers we've got here. 16th or above and 14th or above. Okay, so I think we'll take this one. I like the upfront payment. That's really what's got me here. And I know generally I'd like to see 3 sponsor offers before I do any of these, but in this case, just to try to fill out the sponsors and get this thing going, let's go ahead and do this. Again, an upfront money offer. We're going to take that one. And let's see what our one offer here is. Okay, 200,000 per race. We'll go ahead and do that. Just so, again, so I can stop hemorrhaging quite as much money and get some of these slots filled out. And then moving forward, okay, so we're down to losing just about $500,000 per race right now. And then let's take a look at our scouting. Okay, we got 3 that we're working on now. And if we go to our HQ, scouting facility will be done in 6 weeks. Okay, that's good. And let's see what we've got in the meantime. Any additional drivers that I missed the first time through that are currently unemployed? Okay, doesn't look like it. Okay, so it looks like that's what we've got so far. And so let's go ahead and choose our sponsor. 16th or above is not really that great. 9th or above is going to be difficult for us, but the 76,000 is hardly worth even messing with, quite frankly. So we're going to give it a shot. You know, 9th place is shooting a bit high for us, but that's okay. We'll do the best we can with it. Let's see. So we're going to have 60% on this engine, and which isn't near as high as I wanted it to be. If you remember, we took about 50% off of reliability last time, so this would put us down in very much in the danger zone there. Okay, and Leone is our smooth driver who can go farther, so I like the idea of giving them an engine that we can push more with. Okay, with that in mind, let's go. We've got our engine that is still being worked on here, and we'll keep it there for now. So we've got that set up, and with that in mind, let's head to the racetrack. So now we're ready for the race. We'll take a look at our knowledge bonuses, and we've got 5% for race trim and 5% on the soft tires. So we come in and take a look at our setup. Both setups are pretty good, 94%, which is perfectly fine with me. You'd like to get it higher, but it's not all that big a deal because I can't tell that it makes that much difference in the speed of the car anyway, with just a few percentage points here or there. Now the tire choice, again, Casino is not that smooth of a driver. We need this. It's a 16 lap race. We need to go 8 and 8. So he should be able to do it, but it's going to be close on him. Now I could swap to the actual soft tires and get him the bonus. So that's what we're going to do. And that way we have plenty of tire and he doesn't run. We may even be able to push a little bit with him on his tires. Again, we'll have to see how our reliability holds up there. Now we're trying to go, again, 8 and 8. So I'm giving him 9 laps of fuel. He will not be able to push his engine very much, if at all, because chances are I probably will forget during the race, if truth be told, because his engine simply doesn't have the reliability. It's a stronger engine, but it simply doesn't have the reliability of Leone's engine. So we take a look at the setup here. Again, 94%. The tire choice Now he should be able to make it just fine. Now he won't be able to push on the super softs, but he should be able to make it just fine on the super softs. And then fuel, because he will be pushing, he'll be running 8 laps, but I've given him a little bit extra fuel so that he can push his engine. And because of that, if we look at the driver's strategies, you can see here neutral for both, although I'm going to change this to push at the very beginning for Casino, but he'll stick with the medium engine mode and then a high engine mode here for Bill. All right, with that in mind, let's go ahead and get this race started. All right, so as the race gets ready to begin, let's move our camera around, and we're actually going to focus on Leone here. Again, remember you got the ERS system, which is going to be very much in play here. Okay, we're going to let it, and probably where we're going to want to use it is down this long straightaway down the back. And you can see now the timer is going there, which is essentially the first lap. You can't use it. Looks like Casino is doing a great job so far. His tires are not wearing out too terribly fast. All right, we're coming up on the backstretch for the first time. What I'm going to call the backstretch anyway. All right, there you go, hit that. And for both drivers. Okay. So we're 14th and 16th right now. Let's see, the tire heat is really getting up high here, and so I'm going to back off a little bit there. Okay, so we're going to ignore the safety car is out right now, but we've got what we're going to get. Let's go ahead and put these. I wish there was a way for this to automatically happen with the safety car out, but essentially I'm going to stay out because I want the track position here. Let's see how many people pit. Most everybody pitted, but again, I want the track position out of this. I know when I'm going to pit, and this picks up some very nice track position for us, and we may be even able to parlay this into a little bit longer first stint so we can push the tires harder on the second stint. Also, we'll see, yes, it does look like we're continuing to harvest the energy, so that's pretty awesome. Now you notice that this is green right now. I assume you could turn this off, but I do know that there is a way that it could stop working throughout the race so that this would not be available anymore, so I assume that's why we have the green button there. Okay, so at this point we're taking it easy on our tires, and the pace car will be coming in this time by. We're running second and third rather. And the reason why we're focused on Leone here is simply because we have the engine that we can push here, and he finished better in the first race, so I think overall that this is our best chance for a good finish. Now we'll see how that goes. I would actually like to have great finishes for both drivers, but we'll see how that goes. All right, so we're getting ready to start, and there we go. So we're going to go to full push mode there, and I'm actually going to run him on engine high for a little bit. And the reason I'm doing that, number one, it's because we saved some fuel with our caution laps, but the other reason is we also saved some reliability for those caution laps. Let's see, 44%. Yeah, we're going to have to turn that down pretty quick. Hopefully I will remember that. So we've saved plenty of tire. Let's see what our condition looks like. 66% there, 44% there. So not looking too good on his engine, but we're going to try to push for at least a couple of laps. Again, what we want to do is try to hold on to as much of this position as we can until, and you can see these guys are all using they're all using that. So, all right, so here we go. All right, so we try to use it a little bit there, and Leone is going pretty good there. Okay, that wasn't too bad. But again, we're trying to maintain as much of this track position that we've gained as we can. Let's go ahead and get that going now. Let him use while we're still charging on Leone. So now we've been able to maintain a good portion of our track position. We're still third and fourth. We're still looking good. Okay, now I'm going to have to back down because of our issues there. I'm going to have to back off of this engine mode. We're going to continue to push. Now, one problem that we're going to... Wow, I'm not sure what happened there, but Leone is now letting people go by fairly quickly here. We need need him to keep up rather as much as possible. But another problem we've got is that as we're running, both cars are together, and we're at a point where we're going to need to pit both of these pretty soon. So because of the caution laps, one of the things that does is it's going to enable me, here we are on lap 8, it's going to enable me to stagger the pit stops. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually not, let's see, yeah, I'm going to bring in one. Let's go ahead and bring him in this time. And we're going to put him on another set of softs. Fuel options, he'll have 7 laps remaining. We'll go ahead and give him a little bit of extra fuel just in case we find that we can push the engine a little harder. There, we may or may not be able to do that. We're going to try the fast, although it's pretty risky. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we will go ahead and run pretty hard here for Leone, and again, falling back some because we simply don't have the pace for these guys to run with these guys. All right, we're going to go ahead and use some of our boost to, at a minimum, keep up. All right, now we need to come in and pit. Okay, so with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and do that. 6 laps will be remaining. Go ahead and add enough fuel to continue to push the engine because we should be fine there. Looks like all of our parts are in pretty good shape there. Still going to try to get a fast pit stop. Hopefully it will work out that way. Okay, let's see where they come out in relation to each other. Not a great pit stop for sure. Okay, so not a wonderful thing. Let's go ahead and push. Let's see. Yeah, let's try to push for the remaining laps there, and we'll see how this works out. All right, so then now we're going to push with him. You can see you got a little bit of a boost there. We're still charging on Leone, and now we've got pit stops happening. Let's see where that puts us. 9th and 10th, it looks like. Okay, that's great. That's actually pretty awesome. All right, so both cars are really running. Okay, we'll go ahead and get our boost there. Again, we're trying to maintain position with this as much as anything. All right, we pick up another position. We're now running 5th and 6th as more pit stops are happening. This time by, we'll be using the boost for Casino. All right, and there we go. Use the boost there. All right, so some of the faster cars are coming through now and taking over, but we're still running great. Now, Leone, for some reason, just not running all that well right in that particular part of the track. All right, so we get the boost there. Let's go ahead and calm down on the tire a little bit there. We're not getting any. Okay, let's go ahead and bring that down. Yeah, you can see we're going to have to try to stretch this out. Okay, let's go ahead and push, see if we can actually get past Casino with Leone there. Since he's going to have to slow down, there's just no other way to put that. So we got what we needed there. We're running 7th and 8th with the 2 cars. All right, we're not going to have the boost really available to us this time by. So we're going to let it continue to charge. We should have a better boost here on this final lap. Actually, for both cars. And I'm going to hit that boost button for both cars right about now. And okay, so we're going to end up this race in great position. So we're going to come home 7th and 9th. So our strategy worked out well. The caution laps also helped us out. No parts failures and no issues. So if you remember, our sponsorship target was for a 9th place finish or above for at least one of our drivers. We hit that with both of our drivers. So I'm very happy with the results of this race. That was a great race. And so we got exactly the finishes that we needed. This should also help out with the money situation and get us to a point where at some point over the next few races, maybe we will stop losing so much money and actually make it to the black instead of being in the red all the time. So 7th and 9th place finish. In the driver standings, we're now 10th and 12th. And this moves us up to 5th now in the team championships. Remember, we need to make sure we come in at least 8th. But of course, the higher you finish, the more money you will get at the end of the season in your bonus payouts. So I am very, very happy with that overall. So our two drivers are doing pretty good. Again, the problem that I have with our two drivers right now, as much as anything, is their marketability, because we're not doing our team any favors by having marketability in the teams for each driver. But you can see the marketability for the team overall continues to increase. Now we just need to get the drivers increased as well. Okay, so we've come home with a loss of only $210,000. So hopefully this will put an end to those very distracting emails of, hey, you need to make sure you stop spending so much money because you're going to run out of money and get fired. We need to get rid of those emails. All right, so with that in mind, thank you very much for joining me for race number 2 of our GT season, and stay tuned for more Motorsport Manager.